Sharky says. Meh.
Meh.
I guess Sharky's not excited for this stream.
Meh, 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 meh.
Here's a boop for you. And no, not a poop for you. Caption or no. I am not giving out poops. That's very unsanitary, I think.
Quack.
Hi, Malik. Interestingly, when I open it up. Sharky, are you trying to sound like the adults from Charlie Brown? Hi, Pie.
I am like barely sure if I've seen a Charlie Brown.
Seriously?
Yes.
Oh, right. They showed you VeggieTales instead.
No, I wasn't actually shown VeggieTales in school.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, like, I just never watched VeggieTales or VeggieTales. I mean, I barely watched VeggieTales either. I might have seen. No, I've seen the Christmas special, and that was about it. And I think I saw the Christmas special when I was like 11th grade or so.
Pie doth protest your lack of VeggieTales.
I mean, yes, I've seen a few of the commoner ones.
The commoner ones?
Like ones that are more common.
Do you also watch bougie ones?
Like I watched Rack Shack and Benny. What one have I seen? There's one about Christmas and a toy. That one was weird. I saw the Jonah movie. I don't think I saw the Rubber Duck one. I know most of the silly songs with Larry, mostly that I remember, mostly because I heard them out of context from the show itself. Like Water Buffalo, Cheeseburger, I Love My Lips, Dance of the Cucumber. These songs are so weird, named out of context.
Because they're silly. That said, I do not support a watch party of Christian propaganda. I think it's interesting that when I open this game, it's like you didn't finish a route. Would you like to resume instead of looking at the main menu? Do you just want to go straight to it?
I mean, that's good.
Yeah, it's kind of nice. It's kind of fun.
But how is everyone doing today?
We're tired. And tired.
I'm terrified.
Why are you terrified?
I was just playing Resident Evil 8.
Yeah, but like, you're not playing that right now. So why are you terrified?
Because residual terrifiedness from playing Resident Evil 8, that one section that I beat in like 5 minutes, but I'm still terrified of it.
Baby, go wah.
Baby's terrifying. Whomst?
We don't have Mick now, so I guess I will take over narrator so that you don't have to be MC and narrator.
Up to you. I don't even remember who I was voicing in the first place. I'm also tired and stressed out. The fire alarm company has to come test the alarms in our building tomorrow, which means I have to pretend my cat isn't here, because technically we're not supposed to have a cat.
Technically.
Welp. Good luck. Oh, man. That does not sound like fun. Having to hide cat. What?
Okay. One row below.
1,
Below.
2, 3, 16.
Okay.
And also, we had to clear out the spare room that we're technically not paying for. Yes, it's weird that they rented us a 3-bedroom apartment as a 2-bedroom by locking the 3rd bedroom, which got unlocked when they installed new alarms and never got relocked. That sounds very weird. Why would they do that? Just why?
Okay.
What?
I mean, just weird. It occurs to me now, because the different characters can be MC later. I'm just not gonna mark down who's MC because, I'm not gonna mark down who's narrator, because whoever is narrating will just be whoever is not MC. Except, I will now have Yolanda and narrator. So do you want to be Alex? But then I feel like Alex is going to be talking to Inaya more than rather like talking to Yolanda, right? So I'm like,
I have heard
should
about.
I put Alex under me? Should you be narrator?
I have heard about a quarter of that sentence because your Discord started pooping the bed.
Is Discord a cat?
So last I heard is narrator not being marked down.
Yeah. Okay, so presently, you are Inaya, yeah? I have Yolanda. And because the different characters can be MC later, like right now, I think Yolanda's a love interest, but I think Yolanda might actually be an MC later. I'm like, okay, well, whoever is that character just won't be the narrator that time. But then I was like, wait, so then I have Yolanda and I have narrator, and then Alex is mostly going to be talking to Inaya. Do I also take Alex? But that's kind of a lot.
Yeah, that's a lot.
Then do you want to be narrator? Or how should we split this?
I mean, I could also just be Alex.
Okay. The two of you finish the cleanup, and now that you've bonded over making fun of some random girl's terrible poetry, Yolanda's warmed up to you.
It's not the last time I've talked to myself.
It won't be the last time, no.
because in 2014 they were having a hard time finding renters, I guess, so better renter at a lower price than no renter at all.
Hmm.
At least 3 other families in our complex have the same setup. That's weird.
See, where I live, they're just like, we have these empty apartments and there's a lot of homeless. What if we don't drop the price of apartments at all and say fuck the homeless?
Yes. We need more money.
By which I mean, I guess they also sometimes install anti-homeless measures so that people can't sleep around in the area either.
Well, of course. Of course not. Sorry, I was just dying a little bit.
Oh no, Sharky, you're not allowed to die.
Sharky, die.
Sharky's not allowed to die.
Now that would be a fun emote.
Yeah, but our friend agrees that you're not allowed to die, so...
Okay, but there can be a Sharky die, but that doesn't mean that the Sharky has to die. That just is an emote about Sharky die.
No dying. Very illegal.
Now, I don't think dying is illegal.
It's not permitted on Twitch, Sharky. Do you want to get us banned?
That doesn't make it illegal, that just means it's not permitted on Twitch.
It makes it Twitch illegal.
That's... Oh. Just why?
Very illegal.
Says the person trying to get me to move to Massachusetts.
How is that contradictory at all? Not that you think she just super likes mocking people. It's more that complaining can always bring people together. Back in college, the single easiest way to start up a conversation was bitching about the syllabus, the professor, the long distance between buildings on campus. Also, maybe get a Sharky doing the BSID instead, or 404. Well, we have Sharky blue screen as like a thing for the streams when we put the when you have to edit together like broken up VODs because of some disconnect issue.
Yeah, I don't know how many people have actually seen those screens.
Probably not that many.
Where we both were, depending on who is streaming at the time, we have custom blue screens that you like just set up like very quickly.
Yeah, I worked very hard for about 20 minutes, I think.
And that also have our respective icons spinning
in place of a QR code.
In between when one part of a VOD ends and then the next part begins because of a blue screen or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a thing.
So there is already a Sharky blue screen, technically. It's just not an emote.
I honestly
I don't know how you would do it. How would you do a blue screen emote?
What even? I honestly forgot what was even said on it.
You used to be good at making friends. You're not sure what happened.
Right. I found it.
Oh, you found it?
The shark in control of this stream has run into a problem and needs to restart. Please stand by while we try and fix none of the issues. For more information about this issue, ask the bat for details. If you call a support person and give them this info, what failed? Sharkstream.exe. Stop code shark no swear but PSOD make angry.
I did do that, didn't I? It's been a long time.
And then you basically just swapped out bat and shark for yours. What failed is Satanstream.exe, and the stop code is
Swearing got BSOD. Actually, the first word's not a swear, but...
Is it God fucking damn it?
Yes.
Yeah.
That is always a fun little thing to just... Which I might be able to do it a little bit better. Or a little bit faster if I...
What do you mean faster? What do you mean better? I don't know what you're talking about.
Sorry, me doing my brain things. Don't worry.
Kept snatching glances at her while you worked. Not to sound fake deep, but ever since you were a teenager, you've only been attracted to people you were intellectually stimulated by. Oh no. Don't use the word. Don't use the word. Okay. Oh no. Okay, at least they make fun of it. Ugh, you hate hearing how that sounds even in your own brain. Like you're one of those sapiosexual dudes. But it's true. I hate the word sapiosexual so much. Celebrities, sure, you can be attracted to them for their looks or charisma, but in real life, it's always been difficult to connect unless they were interesting. I hate the whole concept of sapiosexual. It's so... wow. People think they're so fucking smart. Half the time, the people who use this word are like, I only like people who are smart. And they mean, like, who have similar, like, educational background. And it's just like, if you're elitist, just say so. If you're classist, just fucking say so. Don't insult people who don't have the same, like, education background as you as being less intelligent. I fucking hate that shit.
Not everyone is made for the way that American schooling is.
Like, the inherent, like, oh, if I'm not interested in this person, it's because they're stupid. And it's like, if I encounter someone who is stupid, I do not want to talk to them. But stupid is a very loose term. And
stupid is a really, very, very loose term.
Like, there's just something so elitist and classist to say a phrase like, I'm only attracted to, like, intellectual, smart people. It's very much how some of the people who really like the Rick and Morty think they are Rick, but are in fact Jerry. Yes.
Also, I mean, that has the other side of Rick is, I believe, a terrible, terrible human being. And not a good person whatsoever.
They think it's in a cool way. Because he's smart. The same way people like Elon Musk. Elon Musk is also not that smart. Like, not at all that smart.
He made a lot of money.
He had a lot of money in the first place.
I mean, yeah. But apparently only rich people are smart or something.
So about elitist, classist interpretations of intellectualism. I like the unless they were interesting here is like a little bit better because interesting is more broad.
Yes.
you can be the most educated person in the world and not be interesting.
You're as boring as a plank of wood.
Yeah, like no number of degrees will save you if you yourself are not that interesting. So it's at least not in that way, but I just need to rant every time I come across the term sapiosexual. Yeah, there's also that. I'm pretty sure the showrunners have tried to be like, no, you dunces, he's a jerk and emotionally stunted. But the fanboys are like, hey, drunk guy burps and swears and doesn't care about stuff.
I mean, we've said this before on stream. It's the same thing with a lot of, like those types of shows, like Breaking Bad, Dexter, and stuff.
Yeah.
Like,
if they are protagonist, they must be good syndrome, and it's like,
yes.
No, there's such thing. First of all, as an anti-hero,
but also,
and you're not supposed to idolize characters for their bad traits.
But also, like, the villain can be the main character.
That too.
Like, that wouldn't make them an anti-hero. It's just the villain can be the main character.
That too.
Like, what?
People really think that if you're the main character, that means that character is flawless and perfect and immune to criticism. And it's like, no, the whole point is that they are flawed and should be criticized. But that would require, like, critical thinking. And
I don't know what that is.
People are bad at that. Maybe that's not weird. Maybe it's normal. You don't have much basis for comparison. Yolanda isn't your type, but that's because you don't have a type. You have a list of attributes you'd pick and choose from to form a perfect human, like a Build-A-Bear workshop, but with someone you wanted to date.
I'm confused. I'm extremely confused. I do not understand.
I'm just reminded of the very fucked up board game that our friend and I made at the one game jam, that everyone else at the game jam was like, oh, you're that team. But then half them were like, you're that team. You should monetize that. You should really, like, produce that game and actually sell it.
Wow.
Because it was very fucked up and deranged. It, like, oh man, because it was like, oh, you're playing the role of exactly the kind of person that they, like, news and stuff are gonna be paranoid about. That's like on dating sims, or not dating sims, dating sites and dating apps or whatever. And you have your ex and you are like, man, my ex was perfect. I just want, like, the same exact person as my ex. And so you have your profile for your ex and you are trying to go on dates with whatever other people out of a list of profiles. But you're competing with each other on who can take out the people on the dates. But there's, like, a list, so you're not necessarily clashing, but you might. And you're racing to see who can complete Frankensteining together your ex first. And this is why everyone was like, oh, you're that team.
You know, nothing you said shocks me.
Yeah. And our fake dating site that we made was called reboundflings.com.
Ah! Of course it was. Of course it was.
Yeah, I made a cute little logo and everything.
Oh.
And the silly extra twist was like, oh, your ex's name was, like, named Jessie Doe or something, and to make it, like, anonymous, but except it wasn't anonymous. You, as a deranged ex, are specifically trying to find other people on this site who are also named Jessie Doe. You are only targeting Jessie Does.
Oh my gosh.
Sorry to anyone out there who might actually be named Jessie Doe. I don't want you to die.
You made a serial killer game.
I did. I made a serial killer Dr. Frankenstein game.
That, like,
the silly thing is that the people that you kill for their attributes to add to your like ex that you're trying to compose, because every time you kill someone you can only take one of the attributes, but the attributes were like, oh, what's their religion or something. That's like very not tangible in the first place, but you know, it's just you gotta kill them so you can add their religion into your Frankenstein ex, I guess. Good grief, that game sounds both horrifying and fascinating. It was silly, and it was fun.
And sadly, it would probably make...
People were like, that's fucked up. Oh, you're that team. You should sell it.
People would buy it. People would buy that.
It's, yeah. It's the worst nightmare of online dating. Also, we came up with that concept in, what, like 2013, 2014? When Tinder was not quite as big, so... I mean, they're not wrong in that assessment.
Yeah.
That's fucked up, but I definitely know people who would love to play that game. See, it's a very, like, you know, maybe I'll, because we made it as a board game, and it was a game jam, and you know, so we'd have like the physical date cards, like the profile cards of the thing, and like you would have to like try to get them, almost like Monopoly properties.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I'm trying to remember because there was some twist catch thing as well. And of course, if you try to compete with someone who is trying to take out the same person, whoever I think bids more money for the card, like bids more money for the date, like you offer them a more fancy, expensive date, I guess, wins. And then every time you kill somebody, of course you collect their money too, because you might as well. So I think part of it was also that each person that you date has a hidden amount of money on the back of the card as well.
Interesting.
This sounds just weird enough to be a game I'd end up demoing for my friend's game store at PAX East. See? It's fucked up! And that's why it do well. I think there was also some mechanic where something could fuck up and you would accidentally end up like connecting a second involuntary attribute from whoever you kill. It's like, oh, you're in such a rush that your hand slipped, and now in addition to adding their religion, you added their hair color too. Even if it's not the hair color that you're aiming for, you accidentally added their hair color. Too bad, whoops. I forget all of these specifics, but it was a very silly game, and I think it was actually quite fun.
Well, time to remake it, I guess.
I guess so.
Satan Game Studios.
Yup. Is there anything more satanic?
Then serial killers? Probably.
True. Actual cults.
Yeah.
But like, yeah. Just like, I'll start a game studio and it'll only produce games that are fucked up in this kind of way. Yep. Because I think the theme for that game jam that year was the sound of a heartbeat. I believe that's actually where Surgeon Simulator came from, was that same game jam, because it was Global Game Jam. And I think the theme that year was literally a recording of one of the board members, like, actual heartbeat.
Wow.
And so we're like, let's do a twisted dating sim thing. And we did. Yeah.
Wow.
So in terms of you have a list of attributes you'd pick and choose from to form a perfect human, like a Build-A-Bear workshop.
You've made that game.
I've made that game. At least a prototype of it. Maybe I should hit up our friend and be like, hey, remember that very fucked up game we made way back?
Time to make Satan Game Studios.
I don't think he would call it Satan Game Studios.
Are you sure?
Can absolutely guarantee that I know people who would love a game studio who made nothing but fucked up board games. Honestly, I probably know a few people like that too.
You're one of them.
Well, I mean, like, one of the people I know from my game dev conference thing, like, recently opened up a board game store, I think. Like, a couple towns over. So, like, I don't know the process of getting a board game produced, but I do think that would potentially sell, and that's kind of horrifying, but, like, kind of fun. You mean it in a way that doesn't sound like a supervillain, though, unlike that whole game I just described.
I think that entire sentence was just
Serial killer talk.
Well, and Naya doesn't mean in the serial killer way. I meant it the serial killer way, but she didn't. The point is, you wouldn't be attracted to Yolanda if you hadn't heard her poem. But you did, so now you are. And now that that door is open, you're catching glimpses of her other good qualities.
Is this how this works?
You hope she didn't see you looking at her ass.
Is this how this works? I'm 7 levels of confusion.
You want to add 2 more circles?
No, I'm only at the 7th level of confusion.
She's way out of your league. You with your Instagram cooking show and your unplucked eyebrows, your baggy overalls, and unstyled hair. She owns a salon. You're surprised she let you hang around for this long. Yep.
Hey, it's being used.
It is being used very appropriately.
And the sharks go flying again.
The confused ace noises that don't show up very often, but I'm very excited when they do. It's hard to read on the emote itself, which I think is part of the problem. But when it shows up on the emote wall, you can read it.
But I mean, it's also how many times have we made confused ace noises on here recently?
Often?
I don't know.
Every other stream, at least, I think. I mean, sometimes they're like frustrated ace noises rather than confused ace noises. Like, I'm not confused by this. I'm just annoyed that it's happening.
I'm confused by the Build-A-Bear comment.
What don't you get? You get on reboundflings.com and search for Jessie Doe. And you build a date.
Frankenstein built a date for somebody else.
I thought the point was that he didn't want to make a date for somebody else.
It's been a while.
I mean, I haven't finished reading it. I think I'm about 30% through now. I just finished one chapter and then I was like, I'm sleepy, and I was like, nap time.
2012 is when I read it? Yeah, I read it for senior year.
I started it and then I took a very long pause.
But it was probably right after Animal Farm and Lord of the Flies.
See, I didn't read Animal Farm. I read 1984.
I also read 1984.
Is also horny, if I remember right. Thinking back on it.
Is it?
I believe so.
I don't. I mean, I read it in college, but I'm like, is there horny sections?
I think that was part of the thingy, was that he is like, oh, that girl hot, let's rebel. But then they sell each other out. Oh no.
I don't remember this.
I didn't remember, and then I was reminded at some point, and then I was like, oh, well, that's sad to think about.
Did I block out the horny sections of 1984?
Probably. I don't know. Anyone in chat read 1984 that can confirm, because it's been how long since I read that? More than 10 years at this point. Almost 15 years since I read that.
Wow.
Yeah, that was like half my lifetime ago. Oh, jeez.
You're getting so old.
I'm old now, don't you know?
Oh, no.
Which is why when the two of you finish up and she asks if you want to come over to her place, it knocks you out. You just plain out pass out. That's a normal reaction, I guess.
No, I don't want to go back to 10th grade.
Why are you going back to 10th grade?
That was the last time I passed out.
I hope you don't revert to being a 10th grader every time someone asks you on a date, because...
That would be weird. No, that'd be every time I pass out, I would apparently revert to a 10th grader.
Yeah.
It was my last save point, I guess.
No problem if not. I just know you mentioned you wanted to charge your phone. And I live basically upstairs. Right. She's being polite. Makes sense. Well, you don't need to be home at a reasonable hour. Tomorrow's the weekend. You work at home for yourself, which means it's always the weekend, but more depressing.
Oof!
Sorry to any full-time streamers.
Oh! It is calling out people who manage their own stuff.
I mean, it's basically an attack on anyone who is self-employed who works at home.
Yeah.
Which I guess is also Courtney. Sorry, Courtney.
Yeah, it's also Courtney.
Do we say yes or hell yes?
Is heck no an option?
No, you need to charge your phone.
Darn. Well, I guess yes.
You shrug.
Sure, why not?
Wow, we finally got past all that narration to have the barest bit of a conversation.
It has been 45 minutes. We may finish today, this one route.
If we hit a bad end. Yolanda's apartment is nice and looks about the way you expected it to. You check out the small stack of books on the side table while Yolanda goes into her room to grab her phone charger. It's all poetry books. Alice Walker, June Jordan, Jupiter Hammond. Maya Angelou is the only one with a name you recognize, though you haven't actually ever read anything by her. She was just in the water through a lot of undergrad. Yolanda comes back in with the charger and a little baggie. You smoke?
Not really. I used to, but I'm not actually that good at it. I suck at inhaling.
It also makes you paranoid. But you don't really want to talk about that. I got edibles, actually. I don't smoke much either. Or at least I try not to.
Okay.
You say it before you can talk yourself out of it. Honestly, the paranoia usually isn't that bad, and it's not like you're gonna do much damage here. Usually when you get paranoid, half of it comes from doom scrolling.
Only half?
What? Only half?
Only
half.
Okay.
You eat the gummy she offers you and sit down on the couch. It's a way nicer couch than yours, and you doubt anyone has spent all day on it lying around sweatily. Yolanda puts on some music, something cool and trippy that you're neither cool nor trippy enough to recognize. She sits down next to you and notices you looking at her stack of books. I promise you I read them. They're not just there to make me look smart.
I mean, you do.
Huh?
Look smart, I mean.
Yolanda laughs. Thanks. So do you?
Hey, thanks. That's the nicest thing anyone's ever said to me. Well, the nicest thing anyone has said to me today.
Yeah, because the internet's mean to her.
I was gonna say, well, mood to nicest thing anyone's ever said to you.
Yolanda snorts and opens a can of How Badly Should I Butcher the Off-Brand title of this?
Extremely.
LaCroix.
See, it would have been funnier if you said LaCroix.
See, but there is an I.
Yeah, but then I butcher it even more.
That's for you to do. I'm calling it LaCroix. Oh, do you want one? Just people make fun of me for drinking it, so I always forget to offer.
I'm good. I think it is pronounced LaCroix, right? I honestly don't know.
A lot of people say LaCroix, and I think technically probably the correct way of saying it is probably LaCroix, but I don't know how as a brand it's supposed to be I'm gonna have to look this up now. I've avoided all this time looking up how to say it.
Water, flavored sparkling water, or water. How do you say it?
Yeah, they
In
do
the
say
US?
they pronounce it LaCroix. And hopefully mentions that it rhymes with enjoy.
Finally know how to say it thanks to an Instagram post from the brand itself. It's not LaCroix. Or LaCroix or LaCroix.
I mean, the thing I saw was like, no, it's not pronounced how the French would say it.
They butchered their own name.
I guess they're allowed to butcher it.
Not when you have pretentious flavor names like pamplemousse.
Wait, is that one of their flavor names?
I think it translates to grapefruit if I can remember correctly, but no, they don't call it grapefruit, they call it pamplemousse, which I believe is the French word for grapefruit. So if you're gonna use French words for your flavor, could you like maybe say it correctly as a brand name?
I think LaCroix tastes like a vague suggestion, but you do you.
Yeah, pamplemousse is French for grapefruit.
Ah, see, I don't think I've ever been around a LaCroix.
And French is technically supposed to say it, La Croix, which translates to the cross.
Interesting.
Is this more Christian propaganda?
Just drinking some Jesus wood.
Does Jesus taste like a vague suggestion?
The answer is yes.
See? Everyone is so mean. Yolanda would drink LaCroix. She just really seems like the type. It fits her perfectly. Whatever that type is. You're not actually sure?
I don't understand what this means.
What do you mean?
Is there a type of person who drinks it?
Let me put it this way. There's the water brand, Liquid Metal, and who do you think, amongst the people you know, would drink it? There are people who probably come to mind of like, yeah, that person would probably be the person to drink that.
Nobody comes to mind?
Really?
Yeah?
I'm like, yeah, Liquid Metal. That's great. I guess if I have to drink water, at least I can drink Liquid Metal. And I feel like it's like if you had, you know, Dasani and Smart Water and stuff and Liquid Metal all lined up in a row. I'm like, somehow I think Courtney would also be one to go for the Liquid Metal. Maybe. Just because it has a cool name. If they were all offered, like, equally. It's that kind of thing, I feel like. You just,
Sure.
It's the vibes!
I don't understand vibrations!
Yolanda's vibes are vibrating at the speed of LaCroix.
How much do I need to explain? I don't understand vibrations!
You should take a science class. Vibe check.
I took too many science classes.
I think
suck
Sharky
at
has
them.
failed the vibe check again. Oh no! You wonder vaguely if you are her type, but then you reason that it doesn't actually matter. But like, of course you're not. You don't really think you're anyone's type. But of course it doesn't matter, because you don't care. That's not why you're here. Fuck, you've just been staring at her like an idiot. You good?
Yeah, I was just thinking. It's actually super easy to make infused seltzer. Like, agua fresca?
Agua fresca is not the same as infused seltzer. At all.
I don't know. I don't know anything. Like, just sparkling water and fruits. It tastes way better than the stuff you get in cans.
That's not what agua fresca is. I don't think that's what agua fresca is.
I don't know, Satan. I don't know. I know as much about that as I know about vibrations.
Yeah, agua fresca is more like juice. Like you blend up some water and fruit and then you strain it and then you have like thin juice essentially.
Well,
with like sweetener and
like,
stuff maybe.
Not like it was explained how you combined the two.
Yeah, but this is sparkling water and agua fresca is not sparkling water.
What's the difference?
One's fizzy.
I
mean, one's carbonated. That's the difference. You asked what the difference is, and now you're like, oh.
But how will I don't know how to add not that there's anything wrong with getting stuff in cans. I should do a show on agua fresca. Now that I'm thinking about it.
Apparently you should not because you don't know what agua fresca is. A show?
Oh, I have an Instagram channel where I do cooking lives. Stuff like that.
You pull out your phone and bring up your page. You've got a ton of comments that Alex hasn't managed to go through yet, and a couple DMs, people trying to correct your technique, calling you a bitch, or offering you bad promotional deals. Ooh!
The fish is the best part of this.
The fish is great. It's so excited. It's so happy. She takes your phone and flicks through your gallery. Oh my god, you're that Anaya. Alex has talked about you before. He works for you, doesn't he? I hear typing.
Sorry,
but I don't hear a line.
Mick just messaged me back, being like, hey, right, playing tomorrow, you work during weekend, so I should be awake? And I'm like, yeah, just any time after 6, because therapy after work. But yeah, I should be good. So I guess I'm playing Final Fantasy 14 tomorrow.
Finally.
Yeah.
Good.
It's gonna be interesting. I wonder what it's going to be. We're gonna get on and be like, okay, so what are we doing in 14?
Have fun.
I think I'm also farther, so I might be able to help with like raids and stuff if need be.
Oh no. Anyway, sorry, my brain is off in another dimension now.
What dimension is that?
The one Gilgamesh goes to in every Final Fantasy game. Since apparently every time Gilgamesh shows up ever since Final Fantasy V, it's been the same person in every installment. Every crossover, is it the same person just jumping around dimensions, trying to find whatever he wants. Sorry. Kind of, yeah, he just moderates for me. I'm not like his boss or anything.
So when's he showing up in Kingdom Hearts?
Never. Because I think they're like basically getting rid of using Final Fantasy characters. Because they basically said that the only reason they used Final Fantasy characters is so that they could make less filler like side characters. And at the point where they are now, it's like, yeah, they don't need to fill that spot anymore. So I guess we don't need them.
Yeah, now they have a lot of OCs.
Now they have a lot of OCs that they can use and bring back constantly.
Constantly.
Like people speculating Xehanort's going to show up in Kingdom Hearts 4.
I don't know why I didn't think about it before. I guess I just think of you as Naya, because, you know.
Naya's noms.
Yeah!
The name is stupid. It was just a joke. Like Professor Sharky. I didn't expect it to turn into a whole brand. Unlike Professor Sharky.
Professor Sharky is a whole brand now. Shall we remind everybody about the whole brand? I think we should.
No.
I think we should.
No.
As I wait for the captioner on my screen to catch up so that I can be like, okay, they should have reached approximately the part where I'm talking about this, so it's not totally out of context if I put the command now, right? Yeah! But neither of those have the Sharky Professor hat.
Nah, I also find it funny that you put the winter Sharky up, and I specifically was like on Monday, I'm like, oh, I should change my Sharky icon away from Halloween one. And Courtney's like, why? Already? I'm like, yeah, like Halloween's over and I don't really celebrate or do anything for Halloween, so I'll just change it now.
Hey Sharky, you know what you haven't changed yet?
I haven't changed my name, I know.
And you were going to, but you were the one streaming, but you're not the one streaming today, so you could do it.
But then I'm like, oh, I think it's a little too early to do the winter icon. I'll just do my normal Sharky for a little bit. And then I see everyone in Cloud Cabin being like, winter stuff! And I'm like, oh, I guess it is good time to do.
I just kept my Halloween icon for the entire year, and it's just my default now. I'm like, thank you very much to your art friend for making the original bat, and then the version that has the Thanatos scythe in place of it. However, this is my default icon now. This is the new default. It's my favorite, and I'm not using any of the other ones.
But what should the nickname now be?
What do you mean?
Should I just change it back to Sharky? Should I do another stupid?
I mean, you're not voicing Victor.
Yeah, I guess I'll change it back to Sharky.
Are you going to change it when you're voicing Lupin? When we're on the Lupin route? Are you gonna change it to a Lupin one?
No, what I should do is change it to a Pokemon related one. But I don't know what Pokemon joke I could make with the name Sharky. Other than a Sharpedo joke.
You're not even playing Pokemon within this channel.
Yeah, I'm not. Yeah, I know. I know that.
Then why are you saying that you should change it to a Pokemon one?
Because I'm an idiot and I do dumb things like this.
Sharky. Sharky, 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 Sharky.
Sharky life forever?
Only for you.
Hmm.
Only you have a Sharky life forever. I'm not a Sharky.
Should we make Satan an honorary Sharky?
No. I don't know how to swim, so like that doesn't really work out.
I know how to swim, but I choose not to at every chance I get. Somebody's like, hey, want to go swim? And I'm like, no. Want to go to the ocean? No.
Want to sit in a hot tub? And just
No.
sit?
No.
That I do.
I do my best to stay away from swimmable water.
You can't swim in a hot tub.
Or water, or ponds or anything like that.
Saying the equivalent of Scuttle the Seagull.
Scuttle the Seagull?
Who?
Scuttle the Seagull.
Am I a seagull now? I thought I was a bat.
Scuttle is the seagull in Little Mermaid. I had to look that up.
An eccentric seagull and self-proclaimed expert on human stuff. I do not proclaim to be an expert on human stuff.
I was also like, who the crap is Scuttle?
Wait, why am I Scuttle? I feel like I need further explanation.
It's been many a years since I've watched Little Mermaid. I am not a Disney expert.
Only a Kingdom Hearts expert.
I am not a Kingdom Hearts expert either.
Who wants to put in a request for a Daily KH fact?
I don't have a daily Kingdom Hearts fact.
You could think of one.
Is Xehanort stupid a fact?
No,
Darn.
it's an opinion.
Is stupid a fact?
I was just thinking if you want to join the sea group but don't want to go in the water, then a seagull seemed to fit. See, I don't actually like beaches and stuff.
I hate beaches.
I feel like pools and hot tubs and stuff are like okay, but I don't really like beaches, and I don't know how to swim. Hey, Nick.
Hey, Nick! Yeah!
We were discussing the Professor Sharky brand, and then
Professor Sharky don't have a brand.
the Professor Sharky brand is Professor Sharky. It's Prof Sharky. That's also what you are on Twitter and on YouTube. Oh, right, I can update the YouTube link because you have the @Prof Sharky now, right?
Let me make sure. YouTube.com/@ Professor Sharky. Yeah, it brings it up.
Oh, wait. We just got on the Aces channel 3 hours ago the thing that says we can now choose it.
Oh, let me go in. Should I just keep it the same, or do you want a specific one?
Well, what is there a character limit?
Choose handle. No, it doesn't look like it.
If there's no character limit, then the same as this.
We can be just Aces playing an attraction.
Yeah. Well, I asked because Twitter has the character limit, and the Aces playing an attraction is literally too long for Twitter.
Let me just check in a different browser to make sure it works. Yep, and I'm just gonna quickly just send it over to you. I'll just DM it to you.
Okay.
Just so you have.
Alright, just live while we're live, I'll be updating the Nightbot commands right now.
I mean, you don't have to update them right now. I just sent that to you.
I think it's cute.
I just sent that to you so you have it.
Nope, I'm updating it right this second.
For Pete's sake, Satan!
Uh-huh.
Yeah, that's why I don't like it.
Yolanda tips her head to the side, looking at you. You don't like being cute?
I don't like being cartoony. I get it.
You shrug.
I mean, baby chickens are cute. Little dogs with bows in their hair are cute. Six-foot-tall Pakistani girls are not cute.
Is yours not at Prof Sharky?
It's at Professor Sharky.
Oh, Professor Sharky.
Yeah.
Why did you make it different?
I had that before I changed the Twitter, or not Twitter. Before I changed the Twitch, and I couldn't do Professor Sharky on Twitch.
Yeah, but I mean, like, now it's inconsistent between your YouTube and your Twitch.
Consistency is dumb. I don't.
Consistency is helpful.
I don't do consistency.
I don't know why. It's helpful.
Because yes.
Alright, time to test things. Boopy boop.
Yep.
While also plugging things for everyone.
If I open link. Yep, it goes to the right one.
Consistency
And yep.
is key.
No, I don't. There's not a Keyblade named Consistency. I can tell you that.
I didn't say it was Keyblade. I said it's key.
But yeah, we have.
As I then see that there is an inconsistency here, and I need to fix it now.
What?
Yours has the HTTPS, and the archive does not. And I like it better with HTTPS.
Interesting that did it in 3 lines and not 2.
What do you mean?
Oh, because you added the HTTPS. Okay.
What?
No, nothing.
Anyway.
Sorry, I wasn't trying to, like, fish for compliments or anything. That just came out way too honest there.
No, it's okay. Sorry if I said something to upset you.
No, you didn't. It's just... I don't know. I've had a weird day.
The little fizz. It's also little thinking. Yolanda tips her head to the side to show that she's listening.
I mean, it's actually not been a weird day. It's been a totally normal day. I was stressed out at work. Then I went out and hung out with a friend at a social event. That's a normal thing to do, but it's kind of unusual for me. I don't get out much. And I definitely don't go to poetry readings.
'Cause they're corny? You wince.
Well, we're going back and forth, so, this is a Satan choice.
Is it? I thought the last one was my choice because I said half gummy.
I don't remember.
We had the yes or hell yes, and you said just yes, and then I chose the half gummy, so it's your turn.
I'll apologize. Sorry about that. I definitely did not mean to yell it across the
Goddamn.
room.
To your extreme relief, Yolanda's smiling. It's cool, I'm just teasing. I know poetry isn't everybody's thing, and it's true a lot of amateur stuff is really fucking bad. I worry that my stuff is bad all the time.
What? Are you kidding? You're fantastic. I mean, I know I just said that I don't know anything about poetry, but even I can tell that.
Right. I know that I'm good, but I also worry that I just think I am. Mood. Like, am I actually just that girl with the bird fucker boyfriend? I think I'm being real deep, but actually I'm just boring everyone with my terrible emotions.
I understand that. I guess my job never really has me asking that. Just obviously there's people willing to sub and donate. So I know people like my stuff.
Even if all your comments are apparently mean. How are you doing,
sometimes-
by the way, Mick?
Sometimes they donate to specifically be mean. How are you doing,
Remember when
Mick?
we did Extra Life that 1 year and then half of the options for you were just things to bully you?
Yeah, things you enjoy doing.
I think you're the one who came up with them, though.
Yeah, probably.
I think you're the one who came up with the options of things like, oh, Sharky has to hold the controller upside down or something.
Hey, I did it.
Mm-hmm. I missed most of it, I think. I don't remember how many people redeemed the different Sharky options.
You were sleeping.
I was. We're on different time zones.
Yes.
Also, I'm nocturnal.
Yes.
And Sharky's tired.
Shark always tired.
I just realized I don't have my phone with me. Where'd I put my phone? You read this line and I'm gonna look for my phone.
But then that becomes the whole way I have to tell if I'm doing good, right? Well, hello, chatums. You're now with me again until Satan comes back. Nah, nah. I have no idea where that came from. Please stop me.
Okay, I'm back. What'd I miss?
Nothing.
So you're not with me. You'll get until Satan comes back. I have no idea where that came from. Please stop me. It's apparently what I missed, according to the captioner.
Nope, you missed nothing. It's all a lie. The captioner is a lie.
I mean, the captioner does lie a lot.
Exactly. Like, if the subs go down, I think, well, I'm not as good as I used to be. If that makes sense.
It makes sense. Blah, 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 gig economy. Blah, blah.
Yeah.
Yolanda's hand is between the two of you on the couch. Without meaning to, you've inched closer together. Wow, okay. This hadn't been the plan, but whatever. Almost without realizing what you're doing, you start tracing your fingers across the back of her hand, appreciating how slender her fingers look beneath yours. What?
What?
Come on, get off the table. I'm like, I know I'm ace because I don't know what you're supposed to do with things like this. I'm just like, a hand. The hand is a hand. Holding hands can be nice. Are you supposed to trace your fingers across people's hands?
You said a hand is a hand, and it just reminded me of Royce's comment during the interview I was in. You perfectly understood what that part of anatomy is. Or perfectly identified or something. I honestly forgot the exact word.
I absolutely do not instinctively have anything that I want to do with a person's body parts. Like, really.
Apparently stare at them is some people's preferred thing.
Yeah. Yeah, but you see, That's like even worse than eye contact, and I don't like eye contact either. So, once again, if all your friends are neurodivergent, I guess I have got some news for you, was the tweet. Actually, the tweet was if all of your friends have ADHD, but I think neurodivergence at large also applies probably.
Yeah, probably.
... Oh, Yolanda?
Yeah. Wow. You're more stoned than you thought you were. See, this is why you don't fuck with edibles. It always feels like nothing. And then, like, you can communicate with the squirrels that live behind your house.
Squeaky, squeakum, squeak, squeakum, squeak,
Hey.
squeakin', squeak, squeakums.
We got a smooch.
Oh.
Is that a good end? I think that's the good end. Also, cute CG. I like that the lighting behind Inaya is also basically the bi flag. Or at least reminiscent of it.
Mm-hmm.
And then it makes her hair pretty. With the pink.
Sure.
You kiss her before you can think better of it. She makes a brief noise of surprise before her mouth opens against yours, and she leans into you a little. As you could have predicted, her mouth does not taste like anything, because neither does the Croix. She makes a little sigh, like a capitulation, like a shrug, and climbs into your lap. Her hands rest on your shoulders, almost politely. And try to remember why you started to kiss her. Why you'd even pushed the car down this fucking hill when you have no idea where it's going to go. Why did you push a car down a hill, Anaya? That's a great question.
To destroy it.
Not that you don't know what you're doing. You've hooked up with girls before. But you can see this trajectory as plain as day. You'll kiss some, maybe mess around, and then what? It'll be awkward. You're gonna fuck it up. A perfectly good friendship, and you've gone and ruined it by starting down a road you're not prepared to drive down. But you already pushed a car down a hill, so if you already pushed it down the hill, are you also in the car somehow at the same time? I don't understand this metaphor!
Cloning.
Teleportation?
I don't think that would get you into a moving car.
It could. If you have really good targeting.
That would be impressive targeting.
Fuck, why do you always do this? Why can't you just have casual sex like a normal fucking person? They mean fucking literally there. A normal person who fucks.
Okay, sure.
Uh-huh.
That's totally what they mean.
Yeah. Though it's also okay if you fuck and don't have casual sex.
Yeah.
And it's also okay if you don't fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's how I'm gonna interpret this, is a normal fucking as verb person.
That's one interpretation.
That's what I'm going with.
Okay.
You put your hands on Yolanda's shoulders, gently pushing her back. Are you okay? You bite your lip. God, why did you do that?
Hey,
Your breathing shakes. You're usually so good at talking. Why can you never get anything out in situations like this? Every inch of you thrums with the desire to just throw her off you and run. Wouldn't be the first time.
That is a reaction.
Hey. She touches your face. Not amorously. The touch is just comforting. Hey, it's okay. You snort. Because it doesn't feel okay. You wish you hadn't kissed her. You wish you hadn't come here. You wish you hadn't left your fucking apartment. Fuck Alex, this is all his fucking fault. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
He's like, I'm not sticking around to drive you home if you're staying to help clean up. You're
Like,
gonna have to find your own ride home if you are staying to clean up. And she's like, I said, whatever, I'll call an Uber. And it's like,
he brought
okay.
you to the poetry slam.
Also, she's the one who was like, let's go out.
Yeah, but everything after that is your decisions.
I mean, she was like, let's go out. And all he did was bring you to what his plans were for the night anyway.
Yeah?
And then he left because you offered to stay and clean up.
I'm sorry.
For what? You look at her, convinced she's making fun of you. You haven't done anything wrong. Unless you did and just haven't told me about it yet. But I don't know you very well. So if you robbed a bank or something, that's fine. I won't snitch. She's great. You laugh. It sounds watery, even though you aren't crying.
I shouldn't have done that. I do this thing where I think I want something from somebody, and I do. I think. I do want it. But then there's a part of my brain that doesn't want it either, and that part gets wrapped up around all the other parts that do want it. And then it just makes everything into this half-wanting, half-scared mess, and I feel sick.
Yolanda doesn't say anything.
If that makes any sense.
I'll be honest. It doesn't.
It makes a lot of sense.
Horror creeps through you. Fuck, you just made it worse. You figured she might be okay with meaningless babbling since she's a poet and all. Not that her poetry was meaningless babbling. At least you aren't saying any of this out loud. You aren't saying anything at all. But that's fine. If you don't want to make out, you don't have to. Your laugh just gets waterier.
You probably think I'm a psycho.
I think you're stoned and tired and kind of sad. She rolls off you and sits back down next to you on the couch. No, it's fine. I was only kissing you back because honestly, I'm not very good at saying no to people. She focuses very hard on the lamp across the room. It is a pretty nice lamp.
Oh. So you were just being nice to me.
You're not sure how that feels. Worse. But also better. Somehow?
So I guess what this really means is we're both
Assholes. Yolanda gives you a swift look that breaks into a startled grin. Yeah, I guess we are. She squeezes your thigh. You're alright, Miss Noms. I fuck with you.
Thanks. I
Fuck.
with you too.
Wow. You really are stoned.
And for the record, You don't have to be scared to say no to me. I'll even leave if you want me to.
Yolanda shakes her head. You don't need to leave. Like I said, you're good. That can just be a thing we tried that didn't work. An inexpressible wave of gratitude rolls over you. The realization that Yolanda is in fact not some test or quick-time event that you have to pass or fail. That she is a person to whom you can explain your thoughts and actions. Not a faceless wall of text or a cold algorithm.
Communication is important.
Saying no now doesn't mean you have to say no forever. Well, maybe not with Yolanda. You probably burned the sex-having bridge for this situation. But with other people, you don't, in fact, have to make the same mistakes again and again, like some wind-up toy set on a trajectory of failure. You could meet someone new at any time. Anything could happen. And for now, you'll be happy to chill with a friend. And that's pretty cool. Half a gummy into a new friendship. Achievement unlocked. Okay, what does the achievement say? Sometimes friends are better. I'm like, is that a good end? Is that a bad end? I can't tell. Oh!
Now your route with Ashley unlocked.
Yeah. And CG kissing in an aquarium. Is that because she has a fish on her head?
Maybe.
Alright. Well, we finished our route!
We have done exactly one route.
New struggling single in your area. Start date? I don't know. Should we start date on this? Should we switch over to Malik? Can we still switch over to Malik? I'm just assuming we can switch over to Malik. Woo! I like this one. Okay, well, Mick likes this one, so I think we should go for this one then. I guess? Yeah?
Sure. Sure.
You know, it's terrifying because I'm like, oh, I was just, okay, we'll just go with like, okay, if I'm this character as the love interest, I'll also be this character when they're MC. And then I've just realized now, wait, that means there might be times later where one of us is the MC and love interest. But I guess then the other will be narrator, so it's okay.
Yeah. Not like that hasn't happened before, looks at Code Realize.
Hey, in Code Realize, you are not the one being MC and love interest.
Yes.
This one can be a little triggering. I mean, I guess depending what the triggers are, right?
Shouldn't it tell us?
It should. Like.
No, I just had Van Helsing and Alistair. And was it one other person?
I was Finis.
And by?
Ableist language and harassment.
Ah.
Well, maybe not, but it's particularly relatable. Yeah, I mean, triggers really depend so much on, like, what triggers a person.
Yeah, because from the fact of one, like, not everyone who has a situation will be triggered by it.
Yeah. Or, like, sometimes they're very specific, right?
Yeah.
And, like, sometimes you don't realize that something is a trigger until you get triggered by it, because I've had that happen, and then I freaked out, and then my friends were like, look, if you have triggers, you should just tell us in the first place. Like, why'd you freak out? And I was like, well, first of all, I didn't know that I would be triggered by Family Guy. Or was it American Dad? One of those. Both those?
Yeah, I feel like they're basically the same show.
They're basically the same. And it was like a compilation of like times when they're racist to literally everybody, including Italians and stuff. So that makes it okay. That doesn't make it okay. That does not make it okay. But like, I didn't know that those things trigger, like, as a show, it triggers me.
Yeah.
Also, that was with the friend who was previously made fun of trigger warnings and stuff. And I'm like, well, you say that, and technically I know that you mean it. But I also don't trust you because you say shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it varies so much.
Yeah. That's fair. I have very specific triggers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then there's like triggers that are more broad, right? Like sexual assault or something, or stalking situations and that kind of thing can be more like general, like situational triggers. So it's very broad, and I understand why like those are the ones that usually get tagged or like listed and things like this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Ultimately, it's unfortunately not really possible to like list every single person's specific triggers.
No, it's not.
You just give the entire script in advance. Here you go.
Here's every possible trigger.
At which point, you've just given them the script.
Yeah.
I mean, like, that same friend was like, it is okay to tell me, like, the triggers, and I'll try to keep away from them or whatever. And her example is, like, I think a college friend whose specific trigger for personal experience is, like, the red underside of, I think the brand is, like, the Christian Louboutin shoes. I think that's the brand that does that.
Never heard of it.
It's like an expensive shoe brand, I think.
That would be why.
Yeah, underneath their shoes, like the bottom of soles, are bright red.
Ah.
And I think the story was like, oh, as a kid, her like sister or someone would like beat her with that kind of shoe. So it's a very specific trigger, and obviously, if you're just going about the world, no one is triggering for Christian or trigger warning listing Christian Louboutin shoes.
Yeah.
That's just a very specific thing. But also, yeah, understandable why that would be a trigger for that person.
Yeah.
So, trigger warnings are tough. They're complicated. But I mean, I know Courtney and Royce had also been talking about like the research on them and how they can actually be worse in some cases. But I don't know. I find them useful. Predictably, you sleep through your alarm. You've been meaning to stop doing that for a while. Like, really working on getting your shit together and not immediately slamming the snooze button again and again like a reflex. You've seen influencers saying shit that you shouldn't rely on your phone for that. You should get an old school alarm clock and put it across the room and therefore force yourself to get up and walk across the room to turn it off. But that sounds like hell, actually.
You are putting a lot of faith in actually getting up to turn it off when some people can just sleep through it.
Yeah.
Like, even like being like, oh,
you know what's an effective
one.
alarm, but not a reliable one?
Cats.
Yes.
I
However,
knew you were gonna say that.
They are not reliable because
No, they're not.
on one hand, like my cats sometimes just come over and start walking across me and kneading on my belly, and then I will absolutely wake up. But then other times they're like, oh, you're starting to get up. I should run over and cuddle with you and make it really comfy. And I'm like, fuck. How am I supposed to get up when you're being cute and cuddly? And then that's bad. I just want to go back to sleep then.
I find them useful too, but maybe I am weird. I mean,
yeah, I think they said that.
It's also that different people would have different level of effectiveness to them too.
Yeah, presumably. I think it was the at-large research says that people generally, like, they read the trigger warning.
They just click on it anyway.
I think what Royce and Courtney had mentioned was that for a lot of people, they already start just like freaking out. Not exactly freaking out, but like
They're anxious and worked up a little bit.
Yeah, they get more worked up just by reading the trigger warning, but then they go through the content anyway.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't know. For me, I feel like it helps me so that, because I feel like if something actually triggering is sprung on me without warning, like I very well might spiral.
Yeah.
That's also not the case for everybody.
Yeah.
And it's really hard to sort of judge that because, like, the same trigger in one case or, like, one situation might send me spiraling, but in a different situation might not.
Yeah.
And, like, I don't know how you exactly judge that and stuff. I mean, I get that there are some things I will avoid with trigger warnings. Yeah. I think that if people... I think it's sort of like an informed consent kind of thing almost. Of like, I have read this thing, I understand, and I'm going to go through it anyway. Where you can...
Rather than just doing the thing and having it sprung on you and being like, I didn't consent to this.
Yeah. Which isn't really a consent thing, maybe, but it is sort of a, like, it could be a nasty surprise thing.
Yeah.
Some don't. It really depends on my mental state at the time. That too. I think there are, I don't know, it really depends how people use them, because like I think that getting it suddenly sprung on you can be more triggering, and that to me it's better to like have that pre-explained, and then when it comes up, yeah, I like to know what I'm getting into. Exactly, Mick. But I guess for some people it just heightens their anxiety over it in the first place because they know that they're getting into something bad, where if they didn't have the trigger warning and it came up, that their reaction might actually be less bad. Yeah. At least that's like apparently the research that they found.
The context around it lessens the impact and everything, rather than just, this thing will happen at some point in time in this content.
Yeah, I mean, you know, they do actual accessibility stuff relating to work, and like, I believe they said they do actual like accessibility consulting.
Yeah.
So I do trust that like they did the research and stuff, and that all their research and stuff is reliable and stuff, because I do believe that they did their due diligence kind of research stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, to me personally, I like them. And yeah, maybe we are just weird. But how do you prepare for everyone at that point? I do trust that. Yeah. And I think accessibility is like, it's difficult because some things that makes things more accessible for some people could make it worse for others, right? Depending.
Yeah.
Accessibility is very broad.
Yep. Yeah, it is.
I also know that if I stop putting trigger warning on my stuff, people will stop interacting with me / unfollow me. Yeah. So we put content warnings for the game when we were playing Sucker for Love, because the game included trigger warnings at the beginning, and we're like, okay, yeah, we should put this. But I'm also like, because we're live and we discuss all sorts of potentially triggering topics at times, and I know we've said before, like, if we ever touch on anything that hits too hard, and anyone feels uncomfortable, like, people are welcome to leave and stop watching anytime. I understand. But I was like, I don't know how we're supposed to put a trigger warning for this content on our streams. Because there is a decent chance that we will talk about something even worse.
I mentioned it before, like, one of the D&D, like, spaces, like, the person DMs, like, multiple campaigns, and they're basically, like, before every session, they're like, hey, heads up, like, we're going to be role-playing, we're going to be playing as these characters and everything like that. There may be something that comes up that may, like, we don't know what's going to come up because it's live role-playing. This isn't a script or anything. Like, if you ever feel uncomfortable or everything, like, feel free to step away. The VODs are going to go up, and we'll give more more warnings and descriptions and that stuff. Come back if you ever feel comfortable. Like,
yeah.
And they basically do that before every session, just to be like, hey, like, we can't give anything specific, but things could come up. We don't know.
Because by the time you put up the VODs, I don't think you're putting trigger warnings on everything that comes up, either in the games that we're playing or everything that we talk about either.
Yeah.
And I think that for things that are purposely trying to be edgy or, like, bad in those ways, I think it's fair to be like, okay, well, this game is purposely trying to be edgy in XYZ way, so watch out for it.
Well, I was just using that as like that person was one way. I'd be like, here's the best catch-all I can kind of give y'all. Like,
yeah,
not as like we should emulate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I just mean, like, I don't think you want to sit there listening to our stuff over again so that you can remember all of the things that we talked about that might need to be trigger warninged.
I literally couldn't. I literally could not do that.
But I also understand, the, like, hating when people don't use trigger warnings.
Yeah, exactly.
I think, to me, it's like, if I'm particularly gonna get into a subject on purpose that I know ahead of time, we can try to put trigger warnings on that, like we did with Danganronpa. But I mean, we just talk on here. We just hang out and chat. There is no way we can list every single thing that we might possibly talk about.
I mean, yeah, and that's the same thing of, like, when
trigger warning, haunted banana.
That's gonna haunt me forever, isn't it?
You're the one that's getting triggered by the haunted banana, actually. The trigger warning is for you. Specifically.
I mean, I also know, like, my roommate said, like, there was a bunch of Christian content for her that she's like, I cannot touch this again.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, yeah, I get that.
I think I'm essentially, I am going to trust our audience that if you are uncomfortable at any time, you should leave. You should separate yourself from our stream. You can come back later. You can choose not to come back later. We understand. Keep yourself safe first and foremost.
Yeah.
But I
remember seeing one thing, I think it was on, like, Cloud Cabin, where, like, one of the, like, a person, like, for that mix it up program that a bunch of people use for stream stuff, a person made a thing for, like, content warnings for a bunch of games, and I was looking through them and I'm like, okay, this is a solid, like, 100 games, like, that's awesome. But what about the other, like, million? Like, that's...
I mean, I think is a little bit also the like, yeah, if you just list off all the trigger warnings for a given game, like, I think I sent you the list for Code Realize.
Yeah, and I was.
You would think that Code Realize is such a dark, twisted fucking game, and like it gets depressing at times, certainly.
Yeah.
But it's not that dark in like an edgy way.
Yeah.
I think it's well handled.
But I mean, that was also like, what was it in the same thread where like, where they had amnesia and we're like, okay, but like, I don't even think this is everything.
Yeah, I mean, like, and it's so hard to tag everything.
Yeah.
That even among the common triggers, when you have a whole visual novel with like 5 different routes, like in Code Realize, it's like, there's a lot of things that could be considered triggering.
Mm-hmm.
But it's so broad. It's very, very broad. And it's not like you really have anything to get up for. You were up late last night, okay? Doing a normal thing. Hanging out with someone at her apartment. Even if you did make a totally disastrous move on her, which maybe would have turned out okay if you just hadn't just acted like a total freak on her. Well, it could have been worse. Because from what she told you, she wasn't that into you. She was just going with the flow. Which sucks. Anyway, after getting that awkwardness out of the way, Yolanda turned out to be cool. You watched some bullshit reality TV, which typically you hate, but with Yolanda it was fun. You get why people are into that stuff. The point is, you wake up at the crack of noon, feeling refreshed and ready to plan your next live stream.
Planning? What's that?
Is that the thing that we do approximately 10 minutes before what's technically the stream time and then continue doing approximately 20 minutes into what's supposed to be the stream time before we actually hit go live?
Hey, what are we playing on Friday?
Need break from anxiously studying, so hello. Hi, Magic.
Oh, yes, good week on next week. Good week. Good luck. Oh my gosh, I cannot speak!
Sharky said that you're working hard at preparing stuff, so D&D is canceled next week. So good luck to you. I hope that you get to prepare well.
Yeah.
And you're also always welcome to pop in here when you need a break if we're live. Or just to like send us memes if you're really stressed and want to just send memes. I don't think anyone was opposed to that, technically. I don't think any of us are opposed to it, rather.
I just don't understand memes, so they may have to be explained in further context.
No, you just post them with no context, and some of us laugh, and Sharky gets confused. I feel like that's pretty normal anyway.
7th layer of confusion.
You grab your laptop from the floor beside your bed and tab over to your schedule. Well, you say schedule. It's just a text document full of a bunch of indecipherable notes and dates scribbled for when you think you might want to do a video. Whatever. The next thing on your list is gnocchi. You could go for some gnocchi. Seriously. Practice set up for tomorrow, so hopefully that'll make me feel a bit more prepared.
Yeah.
Hopefully. In any case, good luck.
I think Magic was saying like upperclassmen who deal with those the professors who are on it to be like, okay, so what could they possibly ask? What do they specifically care about and might specifically call out about?
Yeah, that's like, good to have a practice round of.
Yeah. It's just the type of stuff where it's like,
yeah.
I remember sitting on like being an audience for practice presentations for the capstone projects. for a few engineering people.
Mm-hmm.
And having to come up with questions on the fly about engineering things when I am not an engineer.
You were in an engineering major. Technically, you were in more of an engineering major than me.
I am still sad I had to take those like 6 engineering classes.
And then the colleges switched stuff up so that you weren't actually part of the College of Engineering anymore. Yep.
Yeah, but that was after I was forced to take the 6 classes. And
I said end then.
Yeah, because then I had to like go to an advisor and they're like, why don't you take this? I'm like, explain situation. Oh, I'll quick put in an exception then. They screwed you over.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter, I didn't graduate anyway.
I was gonna say, you ever gonna go finish your degree?
Yeah.
Somewhere else, presumably. But, you know, finish it.
Talk about a place that, if I go back to, would probably send me spiraling.
Pat, Sharky. Pat.
That was a terrible, terrible experience.
Unfortunately, it seems you have fucked up. You were hoping to not have to leave your apartment at all today, but you already know you're out of flour. Shit!
Well, Satan.
Well, even if you didn't finish an entire degree, you still learned a bunch of stuff and got experience. Yeah.
Did I learn anything?
Yes. And you got experience in help desk, which got you your previous jobs. And then you switched over to this job, which makes you happier than help desk, yeah?
Yeah.
It's an indirect path, but like, a lot of people have indirect paths.
I'm just like, did I learn anything? What I learned in boarding school is what I learned in boarding school is.
Just go get some goddamn flour. You're gonna need flour for stuff later anyway. Flour really should be one of those universal constants. You really shouldn't be able to run out of flour. It should really be a renewable resource. Like water.
That's why you need 2 flour.
Yes.
Sorry, very bad joke. Very bad joke.
I'm like, does flour even cook? Does flour need flour?
I don't know if flour cooks.
I got the impression that flour maybe does not cook very much. At least from like disability pain stuff coming up
yeah.
and all. I got the impression that maybe he does not cook very often. Flour raining down from clouds sounds terrifying.
That sounds like Cloudy with a Chance of Meatball style stuff.
Sharky living up to his stream father name.
Was that a dad joke?
Also, I feel like flour is quite flammable, so...
Just flour raining down from the sky. Set
I've never
fire.
tried setting flour on fire.
Oh, that would be fun to say.
Toast flour. In fact, you should toast flour for anything that you're using flour for that may be consumed raw. Like if you're making cookie dough just to eat as cookie dough rather than as baked cookies, you should toast the flour first.
Okay, but setting fire to the flour.
See, I don't know how well that would work because it's a powder. And like, would it catch well? Or will it just
I don't know, ask
burn
the
up?
chemist.
Will it just burn up the one area and then extinguish? without spreading very well.
Ring, ring, ring. Person who's learning chemistry. Ring, ring, ring.
If you throw it and heat it, it explodes. I know, like, grain silos can catch fire / explode, like, not, like, infrequently. And, like, this is fascinating. I don't want to start a fire in my home.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing it outside.
Sounds like an experiment waiting to happen. I
Also,
don't want
probably
to...
not, like, in California.
I don't ruin my, like, baking pans with that kind of experiment. Aerosolized flour is extremely flammable.
I like having eyebrows, thanks. Wait, you haven't burned them off yet? With all the times you got set on fire?
No, magic only set their arm on fire.
I'm waiting for... It was the one time, Sharky!
There's also a plot point in Baki the Grappler. I've only set myself on fire once! There it is.
There it was. A manga series. From the 90s.
There should be a flower cycle where the flower gets used, goes into the atmosphere, and then comes back down from the clouds as more flour. You really want that gnocchi though, so you begrudgingly change into pants and head out. You get a coffee on the way. You're feeling good by the time you reach the supermarket.
It is kind of sad how much we know some of our stream community at this point. That we're like, this is what they're gonna say.
They've been around for quite a while for some of them.
I remember when I wanted to be a chemist, and then I changed my degree path. Whoops! I mean... Yeah?
I wanted to be a lot of things when I was a kid, and now I'm an adult, and I go, I want to retire.
I wanted to be things as a child, and then now I don't want to be.
The store is playing Marina and the Diamonds, which is now just Marina. She dropped the diamonds. And you sort of sing along as you make your way down the aisle. Huh?
Marina and the Diamonds?
It's a band.
Okay.
Well, band / pop group, whatever it is.
Okay.
But, it's just Marina now. I saw
too
her live.
It was too expensive to keep the diamonds around.
I saw her live back before the pandemic. Yeah, I don't know if she's separated from the rest of the group and it's solo now, or if it's just that they rebranded the whole group as Marina. And I think the thing was that her full name is like Marina Diamantis or something, and I think that's where Diamond came from.
Yes. I
That's the
Googled
point
it
where
now.
I was going to get an associate's in science. I switched to music.
Alright. As long as it makes you happy. Right?
Yeah.
Because, I mean...
So you sing along as you make your way down the aisle, squinting a little in the fluorescent light. Supermarkets are weird liminal spaces, no matter what. No matter what time of day, empty or crowded. Well, the baking section looks weirdly barren. Very little sugar, absolutely no yeast, chocolate chips all tossed around like a tornado blew through. How does this even happen? Well, the way that you run out of yeast in the baking section is that a pandemic starts and then everybody thinks that they can bake bread, but they have no idea how much yeast they need. And so they buy 5 pounds of yeast.
That's a lot of yeast.
But only 10 pounds of flour for their 5 pounds of yeast. I believe the amount of yeast needed for a loaf of bread is something like 1 3/4 tablespoons or something. The amount of flour needed for 1 loaf of bread is somewhere
Also,
between like
buy
4 to
yeast?
6 cups.
It's free in the air.
Not everyone wants to make their own sourdough starter magic.
Also, I will be right back. I have to...
Yeah, it's
I
about
hope
2
he doesn't.
teaspoons. Yeah, but my friend told me about his, or her brother that I guess also jumped on the bread making train at the start of the pandemic, but didn't know what the fuck he was doing. And so his family bought something like 5-10 pounds of flour, but like multiple pounds of yeast. And then for months, I could not get my hands on yeast anywhere. And I was just like, God fucking damn it. You all who bought up all the yeast don't know how to make bread. I made bread before the pandemic. I know what I'm doing with it. And I can't get any! Sharky's laughing at me, I guess.
I didn't laugh. That was a
Sniffling?
sniff.
Sharky's sniffing at me.
How does one sniff at somebody over the internet?
By putting a cat on the internet.
What?
Yeah.
I don't
Or a dog, I
understand.
guess.
I don't understand.
Always get a recipe first. Don't want to buy too much or too little ingredients. Honestly, I might start making bread. I think making bread is fun. I also don't follow recipes for my baking. I basically look at a bunch of different recipes and then go, I think I know what I'm doing now, approximately. And this is my approach to both cooking and baking, which is not how you're supposed to bake, but it kind of works out for me. I may just be getting lucky. I think I only fucked up bread once, and that was because I added a bunch of random other shit, and then I think I underbaked it. Had an automatic bread maker. And my bread ended up super tough. Oh no! Was it on the wrong setting or something? Yeah, don't gotta stick to a recipe, but you gotta have some idea of what works first. Yes. Basically, you should kind of know the ratios of stuff. Yeah. Is that like, you don't need to know exactly how much flour to add, because anyway, as you're kneading the dough, you probably need to have a sense of like, okay, this is too sticky, it needs more flour. This is too dry, it needs more oil or something. Is like, you don't quite necessarily end up with the exact measurements that were in the recipe anyway, if you're trying to adjust on the fly to like get the right texture of dough. Especially because it really also depends on like the temperature in your home and stuff like that. I don't mess with recipes for baking, but for cooking, hell yeah, toss whatever in there. I just bake it properly. I just bullshit around and stuff. Probably wouldn't fiddle around with cheesecake recipes. I think depending on what you're fiddling around with, you can. I don't know, I'm very loose on these things. But I think there's a little bit of like, if you're experienced at making a thing, or at least at cooking and baking generally enough that you know what things should look like, you know that if you're making like a cake batter and it comes out like the wrong texture, like it's too loose or too thick of a cake batter, like you already know something is wrong, you need to adjust, that kind of thing. Probably not the flour. I think, yeah, it depends a little bit. I'm not a reliable source on baking, because if you ask me how I made something, I go, I don't know, I put shit in there. I just put random things in and then it worked. Yeah. But I cook and bake very chaotically. But my roommate still agrees to eat my cooking, like, most days. So that means I haven't fucked it up too badly, right? But then again, I approach baking like wood chemistry. See, you're supposed to approach baking like science, and like that's where you're supposed to really closely follow recipes. I don't have the patience, and so I'm just like, no, I don't wanna, I'm gonna add shit. It mostly turns out okay. There have been a couple bad results, but for the most part, I've generally had pretty okay outcomes. But I am not able to always reproduce it consistently. That's the real problem, is that because I don't measure the random extra shit I add, I cannot reproduce them consistently. But I mean, like, say you have a box mix for cake, right? You can add random shit there. You don't have to follow what it says on the box. You just have to make sure that the texture of it comes out to approximately like the right thickness or thinness of batter, and that you kept approximately the same like correct ratio of dry ingredients to wet ingredients and stuff like that. I've gotten pretty good results for that. I don't typically use box mixes. That's fair, but same principle. Because, like, if you take a recipe that calls for, say, a certain amount of milk, and you're like, okay, I have this much milk, and then what I've done before is, like, I might add, like, wine or something. So you just don't want to add as much milk because you're adding a different liquid. So you want to just make sure the ratio is about right. And then because milk is fattier than wine, which should not really have any fat in it, presumably, then you maybe want to add some oil to account for that. Stuff like that. Which is imprecise, and this is why I can't reproduce anything that I make. But it's okay, as long as it tastes good the one time. Well, Sharky, it's your turn to make a choice.
I mean, I was just letting you have that conversation because
I know.
I add literally negative to that conversation.
Sharky's sitting here like, cake.
Talking about producing how things taste. I can't add to that. What's taste?
I don't know, but you like cake. And you like ice cream.
Stay focused.
At least there is one more bag of flour. You can just snatch it up and... Instead of meeting the powdery paper of the bag of flour, you feel warm skin beneath your fingers. You made a cake with wine and oil instead of milk. Not like a full substitute, but like less milk so you can add wine. And then like a little bit of more oil. Yeah.
Didn't we add wine to a cake when I visited in 2018?
I think that was box cake mix as a base because you did not know how to cook or bake really, and so we were keeping it simple.
That was an interesting time.
I have also done, I think, bread, but I had like a black walnut oil or something, so I was like, I'm going to use this kind of oil instead. Or in addition. I think it was a little bit of both. I don't know, I do weird things. Anyway.
We should probably wrap up soon.
We should. Looking again, you found a brown hand besides yours on the bag. Nails painted a shiny pink. You both snatch your fingers back at the same time. Oh. We have what appears to be like a CG.
Yes.
Baking with a straight girl. Okay, I'm gonna save here then.
Yeah.
Boop.
Because one, I'm getting tired, and two, it is getting late.
It is, yes. So we'll stop there. And yeah.
What are we playing on Friday?
That's for us to decide 20 minutes beforehand on Friday.
But thank you everyone for coming and watching and listening and doing whatever you did now or in the future.
We'll play something on Friday, presumably. When we start approximately 15 to 30 minutes later than we're supposed to, because we're busy deciding what to play on Friday. Have a good night.
Have a good night. Bye.
Good luck again, Magic.